I look at it and I'm like, oh, HBO. Oh, Magic Johnson. Like, really Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam McKay. Like, it's all these things on there. I'm like, okay, I need to go ahead and like actually, go do some research on this.
Even before we get into any hoops, we can't take this opportunity to not get into a little bit more about you, Q. Now, listen, you're from Michigan. I'm from Michigan. I'm born and raised in Detroit. And so I tell people all the time, being from Detroit is just, being from Michigan is just different. Like, we just different. We born different. We made different. We a different breed. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just one of those things you feel, right? So just kind of tell us a little bit more about what it was like for you growing up in Muskegon. Like, what is that area like? Some folks think it's close to Detroit. I tell people all the time it's on the other side of the state. It's not close to us at all. But just talk a little bit about what growing up was like for you.
Yeah, I think we are very prideful people, right? I think as Michiganders as a whole, and I think being from a city that's not Detroit, inside of Michigan, you puff your chest out a little bit even more because it's like, nah, I'm from Muskegon, like like I'm from West Side, and with all the love to the D, because I got family and my people over there. We used to go there all the time. But like growing up in Muskegon, it's just you got that small town pride, and mixed with like Michigan, like it's I don't know, it's special, and like we was a big football town, so like I played football, and that was a big part of my identity as well as the city identity. So I just tapped into that, and I think that was one of the things that like I leaned on hard growing up, and it wasn't until I got to college where I was like able to expand myself a little bit more, and really tap into like all these different areas of my life that interest me and that allowed me to like get to the point that I'm at right now, So yeah, but like I went to college at Kalamazoo, that was on the west side. My liberal arts school, played football there. I got to go study abroad while I was there. Went to Madrid, Spain for a couple of months. And that's where I kind of decided that I wanted to like get into acting, like full on, and stop playing football. So by the time I came back, I went and did a play. I worked behind the scenes on a musical. I did a musical, and that kind of changed the course of my life, from there. And then I moved to LA. The rest is history,
That's crazy, man. That's so dope. Now, let me ask you though, how the hell did you have time to go abroad when you played football? Now, I know Kalamazoo isn't Division I, but still, whether it's Division I or Division II or Division III, that's a huge time commitment. So you had it like, go ahead.
So one of the reasons why I even chose Kalamazoo in the first place was because I didn't win the championship in high school, and I wasn't gonna play football in college, and because we didn't win, I was like, damn, I want to go get a chance to go compete, get a ring, And I was like, D2 is too much. Like it would have been too much of a time commitment. D3, I was able, like, it's still a time commitment, but you get like the off season, like the winter season. And then by the time that I decided I was going to do study abroad, like they make it real accessible for you at the school that I ended up going to. Yeah. So that was one of the things. And then also, I went my junior year, and by the end of my junior year, we was losing this shit. I didn't want to like keep losing, man. And they wouldn't let me play defense. I was on the offensive line. They wouldn't let me play D-line. I'm like, I'm losing and I ain't having no fun. Like, y'all keep it. So by the time that I decided to go on study abroad, I had decided to stop playing football by that point.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
That helped me, make that decision. So yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like I feel like when you have a competitive nature, it doesn't really matter like exactly what it is that you're doing. Anything and everything that you do, you're going to have a competitive spirit about, right? So I can imagine taking that competitive nature. And funny thing is, being from Michigan, I know that when it comes to D2 schools, Grand Valley State has like this bomb football program. Like they was winning back-to-back championships for like years or whatever. So I totally get it. But that competitive spirit like kind of just goes with you everywhere. Were there things that maybe you learned or that you brought with you from being an athlete that you took with you on your journey into getting into acting, whether that's understanding how competitive that it was going to be trying to get into that field, or whether it was, you know, auditioning and the grind that comes along with that? Just kind of how did being an athlete either help you or assist you through any of the challenges that you would face upon your journey into acting?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because like you hear about this competitive nature of acting, and honestly, I didn't see it early on in my career. I mean, I see it a little bit now, you know, like just because of the types of roles that like it's so many it's a lot less roles at this level than it was when I was like coming up, because it's just so many roles and like that can move the needle for your career at this point. It's like it's a lot fewer roles that everybody's kind of competing for, so there is a little bit of competition for it. But like the way that I look at it, it's like that role is for that person. Like if I lose out a role to this person or that person, I'm like, that was just their role. Like it ain't, I can't be salty or feel like, damn, I gotta go harder or something like that, because I'm like, nah, I'm like, I've learned to build a confidence within myself that like my role is my role, and like I'm good, you know, like I'm not like just out here like losing roles because I'm just not good. It's because they need a specific thing and a specific person for that role. So I'm like, hey, I hope you kill it, like, because if I'm competing for it, that means that I like the project enough to to compete for it, and I hope that whoever gets that role kills it. You know, that's the only time I'm feel some type of way, if they pick somebody and then they don't, you know, show up, and I'm like, damn, I could have, you know. But like other than that, the way I always say, cousin, like acting is the cousin of like sports, because you practice and you rehearse, and by the time that you like get ready to shoot or go on stage, you kind of let all that go. You know, like you can't be up there thinking about what you about to do. Same with football. Like I don't remember most games I played because I'm so locked in while I'm playing. And when I'm acting, I don't remember thoughts. It's just like I'm just in it, and I can't, like, I'll do a whole take and then come out of it like, hey, like I feel like I didn't say the words on the page, but like, what did I say? Like something happened.
Yeah.
Like I definitely ad-libbed the line. What did I say? Like I go to the monitor, like, what did I just say?
Yeah.
Because you just so locked in, you know. So in that way, I don't know. It's a lot of similarities from like sports to acting that I just like really lean on. That I picked up on, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
And how old are you? You under 30, right?
Yeah, I'm 28.
Yeah. So you have a very different perspective than a lot of actors. Like my brother used to be in Hollywood, and that whole competitive nature is real. But for you to have that awareness and that maturity, I guess, I think allows you to have so much more grace for yourself, but also perspective about, hey, that's a role for him or her, right? Didn't get it. I'm gonna get my role. I'm gonna be fine. But you know, going into this whole acting industry, Quincy, I want to know, like, what did your family think about you acting and doing plays and singing and all that? Were they surprised first of all, and then I presume they were pretty supportive of your dreams, right?
Yeah. I mean, I always been like a goofy kid, and like I like dancing and like, you know, just playing, like having fun. And I think the pushback that I think I received a little bit from my family was like when I decided in college that I wanted to get it. Like I was thinking about it earlier on in my college career, because I decided to switch my major from business to theater going into my senior year. And before that, I was thinking about majoring in theater, like going into like my sophomore year. And I got a little pushback during that time where it was like, well, why don't you just, you know, minor in it? Or like, why don't you, you know, and I listened to that, you know, for a little bit. And because I don't think I knew exactly that there was a career path outside of just being on TV and being a star and being, you know, because my thing was like, yeah, I do need a job. you know. And I think once I realized that there was a job, there were jobs other than just being Denzel, Will Smith. You know, there's jobs like a Michael T. Williamson. There's jobs like a Jeffrey Wright. If you know, like these character actors that's been doing it for so long that people don't really know their names by name, but you know their face. You know, and that was the way I was like, all right, okay, I can do that. But like to answer your question, once I got into it, and once I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, I think they kind of allowed me to like, you know, like just, all right, that's what you're gonna do. Yeah. So I think my family, like my mom, like she looked out for me. Like I was out here 2 years before booking the winning time, and like for the most part, I was like self-sufficient, but there was some months here and there that was like tough and like where she helped me out, and she always tell me this story that like she was gonna give me like 2 years to like, you know, be out here and do my thing. And then I guess she was gonna cut me off. I don't know what the plan was after those 2 years, but she said she had a friend of hers, like a male friend of hers, that was like, you can't do that to him. Like you can't put a time limit on like his dreams, and like you gotta like kind of look out for him. And lucky for us, we didn't even make it to the 2 years, you know, because I booked winter time going on like probably like 18, 20 months of me being out here. So, yeah, so I would say their support was like, we gonna support you. We don't necessarily support what you trying to do, and like we don't know how you gonna do it, but like we support you and like want to make sure you are all right mentally. And like my brothers and sisters would call me and check on me, and like you know, send little care packages here and there. But I think they didn't understand the journey, and I didn't need them to. I just, you know, I'm just like, I think I just needed them to do what they did, which was like, look out for their little brother. You know, I'm the baby. I'm the youngest of six, or it's youngest of seven.
Dang.
I know.
I feel you. I'm on the opposite end of that, Q. I'm the oldest of 8. What the?
Okay.
Whoosh. Nah. It's a whole lot different. You got 2 years. It'd have been so you 18 today. What time your flight leave? You out today? So
I'm like, I'm surprised you even get to leave. I'm like, nah, we need you to stay back with
these kids. That's crazy. 2 things that you said that really stood out to me. Number one, your comment on Jeffrey Wright. Yo, you ain't never lied. That man done been Puerto Rican, Mexican, white, black. I ain't never met a man who done played 18 different nationalities, dog. Like this man is an actor. So much love for Jeffrey Wright. But also just kind of being able to shift, right? Like there are some people who don't really understand that you don't have to have it all. Like you don't have to have it all figured out, and that it's okay to pivot. It's okay to shift. And I think sometimes, especially as Black men and women, we kind of feel like we have to have it figured out. We have to know that this is what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, because that's just kind of the pressure that we get sometimes. I think it's good to see people say, hey, you know, this is what I kind of thought I was going to do, but this is how it actually ended up happening. And it's okay to pivot. Like it's not the end of the world to kind of figure out things as you grow up, as you go along, as you enter college. So that's great. I was one of those people too. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. I majored in poli-sci. I'm a journalist, completely different. So totally get it.
I'm big on pivots, man. Like I'm huge on that.
Yeah.
Because I like towards the end of those 2 years, like before I booked wintertime, I was thinking about going to the military. Like I felt in my life like there needed to be a bigger shift that was happening that I wasn't getting. And I was thinking about going to the military. And the shift happened to be me booking wintertime, you know?
See, exactly. So let's talk about wintertime, because I was reading that they were basically looked at you and was like, that's magic, right? But I can't imagine that with that character and who he is and who he has been for so many people for so long, the longevity of his career, the charisma that he brings, just everything about him feels like a larger than life person. So I can't imagine how it must have been to be notified that you would be playing such a character. Walk us through that process. What was it like auditioning? What was it like when you found out that you were going to be casted in that role? Just kind of walk us through that process.
Yeah, so as I just told you, I was thinking about going to the military at that point because I was like, yo, I've been doing this auditioning for like a couple years now. Like I haven't booked anything of note, like it's all been student and short films, which I'm grateful for because they allow me to like be a lead and not have huge stakes on my shoulders and like understand how a set work, but I wouldn't get paid, like, and I was just like, yo, I need to book something like a guest star role, like a series regular, something, or a commercial. And I would have callbacks and people would tell me like, hey, you're really good, like, but this just isn't the role. Or I wouldn't hear anything, like people in the room would tell me I'm good, but like I don't get any role. I'm not booking anything. So going into the audition for Wintertime, I remember getting the audition like on a Wednesday, and I didn't even realize that the sides were attached to it. So like I had the audition on like that Friday, and I didn't realize the sides were there until that morning. So I went and printed them out and just brought the sides with me and read off the paper for the audition. Not thinking much of it. I didn't know what it was for. I was like, oh, it's magic. All right, whatever. Because I had done a commercial audition for LeBron. That was one of the ones that I got like a call back on. They was looking for like a LeBron extra or something like that, a double. And I got, so I'm like, all right, magic, it's a basketball thing. I read off the sides, didn't think much of it, and then I left. 2 weeks later, I get an email directly from my agent at the time because usually it's this thing called Actors Access. That's where we get all our auditions at. Yeah. And I hadn't received an email directly from her before that time. So when I see that she's like emailing me directly about this callback, I was like, all right, this must, let me look at this.
Let me check this out.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, oh, HBO. Oh, Magic Johnson. Like, really Magic Johnson. Yeah. Oh, Adam McKay. Like, it's all these things on there. I'm like, okay, I need to go ahead and, like, actually, go do some research on this. And I see that it's a book. So I started listening to the book. I'm in Detroit at the time. My cousin, he was living there. And he was working for the Tigers at the time. And I was just there like for his birthday. And I remember getting it, and on the flight back, I'm reading the sides. I'm doing, all my research on the book and all that. And then by the time that I get back for the callback, it's like everybody, all the producers in the room, the casting director, all these people there. And I remember going in and just, being nervous, because like this is the big opportunity, and I'm just like, if nothing else, I just want to make friends with these people in the room because they like, this is HBO and Adam McKay and all them, and I remember them just making me feel like really comfortable, and like it made me feel like they wanted me to do good and be the guy. And during the audition, I had like people was laughing, like people was like engaged in the audition, like in the callback. And I remember walking down afterwards, and the casting director walked me down and was like, that was a really good audition. Like, make sure you keep it tight. Like, don't like, basically, like, don't go book anything else. And I'm like, all right, like, because, like, at this point, I'm hip to, like, the game. Like, people that told me, like, hey, you good, and, like, all this. And I'm like, I'm not expecting nothing after this. And I'm like, if nothing else, I made fans today. And I did my best. And I think it was after that, my agent called me and was like, hey, go get in the gym. Like, go, like, can you hoop? Like, go start practicing and all this. And I'm like, all right, like, I've been hooping at this point. like playing pickup. That's what I do for cardio. You know,
Yeah.
so like I love basketball. And I want to say like a week after that, that's when they set up the basketball audition with Rick Fox. And then like 2 weeks after that, that's when we actually did it. And from there, I went in an hour before we did like this workout. He put me through like a tough workout. And then they came in, like the producers came in and videotaped it and for like another hour. And then we finished. And then an hour after that, Adam McKay and Francine Mazer, the casting director, called me and told me I got the part. So it was like a 3-step process.
Did you say you went through wait, did you say Rick Fox?
He did.
Yeah, he did he put me through a basketball workout. Like it's some footage, I think on his Instagram of him like taking me through the workout. And then like he even got a clip of him talking about me as a basketball player. And I didn't even know about this until like I saw that clip of me walking in the gym as he's finishing up talking about like the workout and stuff, and like saying like, yeah, he got like, he's very physical and he got like big hands, and like talking about like he has like a prospect.
Find this clip. Nikki, get this clip.
Yeah, we need to find this clip, please.
No, it's it was dope just to see like that other side of it. Cause I didn't know, you know, like I'm just showing up like just trying to book the part, and like to know at that point that they kind of knew that I was going to be the guy. They just needed to make sure that, you know, I was athletic, and I was like,
yeah,
I can hoop, like, you know, I'm an athlete, like, so like you give me a ball, I'm gonna figure out how to play with it.
Like, I think you need to like. That right there need to be your flex. Like, for real. You just need to just start walking up on dudes like, bro, you do know that I could take Rick Fox, right? Like, come on. Right. But I mean, I guess that also depends on who you're talking to, too, because, I mean, Rick Fox, depending on when you caught him, might not be the same Rick Fox. So you just got to work that out.
No, he's still an NBA player. I'm like, dude is still like smart. Like, because NBA dudes, they got like a different type of game. They know how to grab you and like pull you in and like do little stuff like that. Where I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like even because I'm playing in the All-Star game, I'm like that. I'm hype about it, but I'm like I'm a little worried about Meta, man. Meta World Peace on the
Oh Lord,
I know.
Hey, bro. Hey, look, man. We got to get into that, but for now we're gonna take a short break. But on the other side of it, we're going to talk about the Celebrity All-Star game that our guy Q is in, and hopefully he's able to dominate in that joint.